Kia ora, Helen Brahms here coming to you from South Haven, Mississippi. Hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling day. Before we get started, I just wanted to say to all the dads out there, happy Father's Day. Even if you are a male who has influence on a child's life or on somebody else's life and helping them grow and inspire them as well, you've had hang on, let me start again. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy. I haven't had, as you can see from the bags under my eyes, I haven't had a lot of sleep. We had a major thunderstorm come through at 2:30 this morning for like 2 hours. Yes, so not a lot of sleep. Okay, so if you are a dad, if you are a male who has influence in the upbringing of a child or a teenager, happy Father's Day. Even if you're a doggy dad, you get to have a happy Father's Day too. So, and I've got an incredible father. I'm blessed that he's still with us. I'm going to try and get on Zoom with them today, which is what today's challenge is all about. Today's challenge is all about Family Day. If you can't be with family today, try and get on Zoom with them, or FaceTime them, or call them just to say hi, how are you? If you're able to get together and have a picnic, or, well, I'm not know about here because it's pretty overcast and it's threatening to rain again. I thought I heard some rumbling in the distance, but with the AC on, I'm not sure if it's a plane or if it's thunder coming in again. I think it might be a plane. And so just make it a family day. Connect with family. That's what you're going to be doing today, whether it's calling them, FaceTiming with them, Zooming with them, Skyping with them, whatever, however you want to contact them, visiting them. Just make it a really cool family day. And I hope all the dads out there, or all the males, like uncles that have some influence in a child's life, hope you guys have a happy Father's Day too, because it's not just about the fact that you're a dad, it's the fact that you're a male and you have influence, and you have a positive influence on a child's life. It could be that you're stepping into the role of a father because the father's no longer around. So you get to have a Father's Day as well. And that's really special. That's just special. I love my dad to pieces. I think he's absolutely incredible and absolutely amazing. And I've learned a lot from him over the years. Every time I visit with him, I get more insight into this incredible person that he is, and I learn more from him. When I last saw them in August of last year, remember we did that, what was it, 3,227 miles in like 27 days. I learned a lot from him during that time, because I'd never driven a rig any distance this size before. My biggest vehicle I'd ever driven was, Brad's Yukon, or a van, minivan, Brad's Yukon, whatever you want to call it, just that size. So this was my first time doing a long road trip in anything as big as Sparkles. And my dad's driven just about everything, I think. I know he's driven trucks. I know he's driven fire trucks because he used to be a fireman many years ago. So I know that he's driven a lot of different vehicles and stuff. And so he was able to coach me on driving up and down hills, and we did a lot of hills and mountains on that trip. I think I took the most mountainous routes you could possibly take, because at that time I did not know about my RV Trip Wizard or any of the other RV/truck GPS programs out there that help you take safe routes. I didn't know about any of those at the time. I'm green. I'm still green when it comes to RV lifing. Yes, I'm used to living in I love living in small spaces. I love the mobility and all of that. But when it comes to actually caring for the actual RV itself, I'm very green. I'm just a sapling. And so having my dad here and helping him, even comes in we're at a rest area one day and we're just finished having lunch, and he comes in, he'd been outside to walk around or something, then he comes in and he picks up my toolkit, which sits behind the recliner. I've got a small toolkit there. He picks it up, opens it up, and pulls out the hammer. I go, "What are you doing?" He says, "Come with me." I went, "Okay." And he hands me the hammer, and I go, "What am I doing with this?" He says, "Go around and hit the tires." And I'm like, "What?" And he says, "You go and hit the tires with the hammer or a stick or something that will make a thudding noise, and see if they all sound the same. If there's a difference, then you have a difference in tire pressure." I'm like, who'd have thunk? I did not know that. And yet I've seen truck drivers at rest areas and stuff going around and whacking tires and all that, never knew why. So yeah, so apparently you get a hammer and you go and whack your tires, and if they all sound the same, then you're good. I'm like, okay. And so he taught me a lot about the maintenance of the RV and that sort of thing as well. So it was kind of cool learning that sort of stuff, and especially the driving things, about letting the engine do the work when you're going uphill, letting the engine do the work, putting it in cruise control and letting the engine do the work going uphill, putting it in cruise control and getting it to come down again, and changing down to lower gears when you need to, and not relying on the brakes. So that was really, really cool. And this trip, when we've been going up and down hills and stuff, I have very, very rarely, if ever, touched the brakes going downhill on this trip. So I'm sort of like, yay, I learned and I remembered. So it's all about, and then I've got my uncles. I've got incredible uncles that I'm very blessed with as well. And I had amazing grandfathers, and just a lot of really good male influences in my life. And so to all of them, happy Father's Day, whether you're still with us or not. Thank you for having a role in my life and helping with my upbringing. So yes, that's for all the dads out there, all of those who are in some sort of influential role with a child, where you have a positive impact on their life if their dad's not around anymore and you've had to step into that role. Grandparents sometimes have to raising their grandkids these days. A lot of grandparents are raising their grandkids these days. So happy Father's Day to you guys too. It's just it's amazing the impact you can have on kids. So it's it's really cool. I still remember the days when I used to coach gymnastics, and I loved seeing when a kid would tell me I can't, and I would tell them it's not a word, and they go, yes it is. I go, then show it to me in the dictionary. I said, when you can show me can't in the dictionary, then it's a word, but it's not in my dictionary, so therefore it is not a word, and you can, which is in the dictionary, do this. And just helping them push themselves beyond their limits, pushing their limits and testing their limits, and showing them that, if you just take one more step, or if you just try one more time, what you can accomplish. And so I learned a lot coaching kids with the I can't. And so over the years, I've learned that you don't say I can't, you go how can I? So you change it around, and teaching kids to do that. It was amazing. I mean, some of the kids, and watching their confidence grow when they realize that, yeah, I actually can do that. I didn't think I could, but I did it anyway. I gave it a try. And I said, when you give me 110% effort and show me that you can do this, I said, then we've got a different conversation. I said, but you've got to give me 110% effort first. You can't turn around and say, I can't do anything because it's not a word in the dictionary. So then it was like, well, I cannot do this. I said, yes, you can. And you are not leaving that spot until you try. And we're not moving on to the next piece of equipment or the next exercise until you try. Because unless you try, how do you know that you can or that you cannot do something? And that's sort of like, you'd see them go, I said, so you give me your best effort. And I said, I will know if it's your best effort or not. So you give me your best effort in attempting to do this. It could have been a backward straddle roll or a forward straddle roll or something. And I said, you give me your best effort, or something on the uneven bars or the beam. I said, you give me your best effort, and that's what counts, as long as you try your hardest. And so they got a lot of life lessons during those times, and the looks on their faces when they did something they didn't think they could do was, that would just stay with me forever. And getting these kids who come in and they're so shy, and after spending a year, even just after a couple of months, seeing their confidence grow, oh my gosh, that just warmed my heart. It just warmed my heart to know that they will go on. And I had parents coming to me and telling me that their kids were always eager to come back. They only came to gymnastics like once a week, and they were counting down days till they could come back again. They were so eager to come to gymnastics. Whether or not they could do the exercises, it didn't matter. They just wanted to come because they had friends there, and they got a lot of positive feedback and a lot of positive input in their lives, and they were gaining confidence, and they just absolutely loved it. So that was because I had amazing parents who instilled all of that stuff in me. So, you know, it's just me passing on what's come down through my family tree. It's, you know, we can't do anything. We just got to try. And unless we give our best effort, we can't say we can't. We cannot say we can't do something if we didn't give it our best effort. So sometimes you just got to rephrase it to how can I? And because sometimes when you turn around and say, okay, I'm going to try this, it's like in the mastermind group I'm at, there's a lot of different businesses, which I think is really good to have in a mastermind group, is having a lot of different businesses, because you get a lot of different input, a lot of different perspectives from different angles and stuff. And when you've got everybody in the room who could be a potential client of yours, giving their impact from a client's perspective, that makes it so much different. And then there's times when ideas are coming and I go, oh, I really like that idea. And then I sit there and I think, okay, it's not going to work how it is, but how can I change it so it can work? And just phrasing it that way, all of a sudden you've made the commitment that you're going to do whatever it was that was suggested, but you're going to tweak it just a little bit so it fits in with your business and you're able to go do it. Anyway, I got off on a whole different tangent there. Shiny object syndrome. I've got my eggs almost ready to come out. So today I've got laundry to do, get prepped for tomorrow. We're driving just over 2 hours. The next campground's just over 2 hours away, but we do have to do a grocery stop on the way. Need some fresh fruits and vegetables. So we will be doing that. But today I'm doing food prep. I've got eggs hard boiling right now in the Instapot. And then after the eggs come out of that, I will be putting some chicken in there, some chicken thighs, and I love the chicken thighs in the Instapot. Oh, so good. And I was just thinking the other day, I thought, I haven't done any red meat in there for a while, so I think I'll pick up some red meat tomorrow and throw that in the Instapot. But actually, no, I may not do it tomorrow because I might save that for Wednesday, because the chicken will do me tonight, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I can do a stop and pick up some meat to cook that night, like do a stew. I haven't done a stew for a while. If I can do a stew, I have to go pull out my Instapot recipes and see what I can go do next. And I actually have recipes for the mini Instapot, which I have. I only have the 3 litre? I think it's a 3 litre one. It's the small one. It's not the little mini one. It's just the... It fits me perfectly, and we've cooked food in there for 3 people. We used it a lot when my parents were over here in August, and we got some good meals out of it. And of course, we'd always hard-boiled eggs, so you always had a good protein snack. And eating protein while you're driving is good, because you don't get the sugar drops from the carbs. You know, and I loved smashing the eggs up and making egg salads with them, and then throwing some tuna in with it and making an egg and tuna salad. And I can hear people now going, ugh. Don't knock it till you try it. One of my favorite recipes with tuna was you take the cans of tuna and then you take the same size container in cottage cheese, and you mix the two together and put in some Worcestershire sauce, and what else did I put in there? A little salt and pepper, a little Worcestershire sauce. Mix the two together and a dash of lemon and lime. And mix the two together, and you put on crackers with slices of tomato. Really, really good. And don't knock it till you try it. It doesn't look the best as far as appetizing goes, but remember when I used to make it when we had potluck lunches or potluck whatever's going on at work, and I used to take that in, and people were sort of like, "Are you bringing in that mix again? Are you bringing in that mix again?" And it would just disappear. You know, one person would try it, and they would just. The first time I took it, I thought, I wonder how this is going to go, because it was one of my favorite snacking things, and I thought, I wonder how this will go. And so I had it all made up on the tomato slices, put the tomato slices on top of a cracker, and put the mixture on top of that, and I thought, I wonder how this will go. And one guy goes over and he's sort of like, oh, I wonder what this is, and he tries it, and he's just sort of like, man, this is really going to cause his mates over. And the next thing I knew, the plate was clean. And I was like, oh, who bought this? And I was like, I did. And they go, what is it? I said, it's cottage cheese and tuna. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, wow. And so after that, whenever it was a potluck thing, they'd literally come up and ask me if I was going to bring that dish in again. I was like, okay. So you'd get a can and a cottage cheese where they were roughly the same size, and you'd mix them in together. So it's 1 for 1. Worcestershire sauce to taste, a little bit of salt and pepper, and you let it sit in the fridge for a couple of hours, let it marinate a little bit, and it was really, really good. Actually, that sounds really, really good. I might have to get some cottage cheese now. Yeah, I'm going to have to go get some cottage. I've got the pouches of tuna, so I might have to go get some cottage cheese to go with them. Because that sounds... Now I've got a hankering for tuna and cottage cheese. Haven't done that one for a while. Huh. Getting hungry, and I just had breakfast. Okay, I've rambled on way too long. So I hope you all have a super fantastic sparkling day. We will catch you at the end of today. We are in food prep mode today, prepping some food for the week and for the trip. And I've got to get laundry done today because the 2 places I'm going to be going to over the next 5 days have no laundry facilities. So any laundry that has to get done, I have to do it here because I'm not going to see laundry again until Friday when I get to Springdale, Arkansas. So it's going to be awesome. Super, super, super excited too because getting all my mail forwarded to Arkansas right now. Monday, actually before I leave here, no, actually I can't do it before I leave here on Monday. When I get to my next destination on Monday, I'll be calling my mail places and asking them to package up my mail and forward it to Arkansas for me so it's there when I arrive. So I've got good friends in Arkansas I'm going to go visit, and they have graciously allowed me to send my mail there, and so that's going to be awesome. Catch up. Haven't seen mail for 6 weeks, not since I was in Florida, I don't think. Okay, my eggs are done. I gotta go. Have a super fantastic sparkling day. He konera.